Let us continue chapter 2 in bio, that is reproduction in plants and animals. In the previous videos you have learned about the different modes of asexual reproduction. Now today we will discuss about the sexual reproduction in plants. So to learn about the sexual reproduction in plants, it is important to know about the different parts of flower. So let us see the parts of a flower. A flower has 4 parts: calyx, corolla, androcium and gynocium. Calyx, it is the green part of any flower and it is the outermost whorl of the flower. It is green in color and it is the outermost part of any flower or outermost whorl of any flower. You can see it in this flower of hibiscus or China rose. This part is known as calyx, which is green in color. So this green part of flower or this outer whorl of flower, you can see it is the outer whorl of the flower. So this outer whorl of the flower is known as, which is green in color, it is known as calyx. You can see it in this flower of rose also. This part, it is called calyx. So what is the function of calyx? Calyx protects the developing flower, which you can say bud, and prevents it from drying out. So it protects the bud, all the parts inside the bud, so it protects the bud and prevents it from the drying out. And remember, it is green in color. Next part is corolla. The colored part of flower is known as corolla. It is of different colors in different flowers. Like in China rose, these petals, see these petals, it is of reddish pink in color. So it is the colorful part. So these colorful parts is known as corolla. You can see it in marigold. It is yellow in color or orangish in color. So this colored part or in different flowers it is of different colors. So the colored part of any flower is known as corolla. And what is the function of corolla? What is the function of corolla? Its function is to attract insects for pollination. For reproduction process, pollination is necessary. So for pollination, these colorful parts attract the insects towards itself. So its function is to attract insects for pollination. Now the next part is male part, which is androcium. The singular part of the androcium is stamen. It is a structure of stamen. When many stamens group together, they form androcium, which is the male reproductive part of a flower. A stamen consists of 2 parts. The thread-like structure is known as filament and the upper swollen structure is known as anther. And anther contains tiny structures that are known as pollen grains. You can see it in this. It is the flower of rose. I removed the petals of this flower. See, these are the structures of stamens. So this thread-like structure, the lower structure is known as, these thread-like structures are called filament, and the upper structure, this upper swollen structure is known as anther. And this anther contains pollen grains. So the thread-like structure is known as filament and the upper structure is called anther, and this anther contains pollen grains. So these structures which you can see is the male reproductive part of this flower, and this is called androcium. So what is the function of androcium? It produces pollen grains for pollination. Pollination is the first step of the process of reproduction in plants. So it produces pollen grains for pollination and it is the male reproductive part of a flower. The next is gynocium. Gynoecium, it is the female reproductive part of a flower and it contains three parts: stigma, style and ovary. This ovary contains ovules. So three main parts: stigma, which is sticky part of the gynoecium and it is the uppermost part. The cylindrical part is called style and the lower swollen part is known as ovary, and this ovary contains ovules. So gynoecium is also known as pistil and in singular it is carpel, and many carpels group together to form gynoecium. You can see the structure of gynoecium and it is the part of the China rose. This part, you can see this part, the swollen part, which is the lowermost part, this swollen part is known as ovary. This cylindrical part is called style and the uppermost part is called stigma. So in this, the uppermost part is called stigma, which is sticky, and the cylindrical part, this cylindrical part is called style, and the swollen part, it is known as ovary, which contains ovules. So it is the female reproductive part of a flower. So what is the function of gynoecium? Gynoecium is the female reproductive part of a flower and fertilization occurs in gynoecium. So these are the parts of a flower: calyx, which is green in color; corolla, which is the colored part; androecium, it is a third whorl of a flower and it is the male reproductive part of a flower. It contains two parts: filament and anther. Anther contains pollen grains. The innermost whorl or the fourth whorl of a flower is gynoecium, which is also known as pistil. It consists of three parts: stigma, which is sticky, style and ovary. Ovary contains ovules. Next is types of flower. There are two types of flower: unisexual and bisexual. So what is unisexual flower? The flower that possess either stamens or pistils are known as unisexual flower. Means the flowers which contains only one reproductive part, either it is male or female, is known as unisexual flower. Example: papaya, coconut, bitter gourd. These are the examples of unisexual flower. The next is bisexual flower. Flower that have both pistil and stamen, means that flower which contains both the reproductive part, male and female both, that flower is known as bisexual flower. Uni means one and bi means two, means that contains both the reproductive parts is known as bisexual flower. Example: China rose, rose, sunflower, pea, etc. So these are the examples of bisexual flower. Next, steps of sexual reproduction in plants. In plants there are two steps for reproduction. The first is pollination and the second is fertilization. So what is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. Transfer of pollen grains which is in, you can see here, pollen grains which is the male reproductive part. So the transfer of pollen grains to the stigma is known as pollination. Transfer of pollen grains from where? Pollen grains are in anther. So the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called pollination. Agents of pollination. These are the agents of pollination: wind, insects, water. Animals are also the agents of pollination. So the pollination that are caused by wind is called anemophily. means if the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma by wind, when wind is the agent in this transfer of pollen grains, then this type of pollination is called anemophily. Example, rice, wheat, etc. In these flowers, the pollen grains are very light. So due to their light weight, they can blow easily by wind. Next is insects. The pollination which are caused by insects are called entomophily. Insects entomophily means if the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma by insects. If insects transfer the pollen grains from anther to stigma, then that type of pollination is called entomophily, and it occurs in the flowers like jasmine, sunflower, etc. These flowers are big in or attractive and big in size, so due to this insects attract towards them. So this pollination which are caused by insects is called entomophily. Next is water. So the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma by water is known as hydrophily. It is mostly occurs in aquatic plants like Hydrilla, Vallisneria. So when the pollination is caused by the water, then that type of pollination is called hydrophily. So these are the agents of pollination. Types of pollination. There are two types of pollination, self-pollination and cross-pollination. So what is self-pollination? If the transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Plant is same. So of the same plant, it is known as self-pollination. Or if the transfer of pollen grains occurs from anther to the stigma of same flower, it is also known as self-pollination. Means either it is occurred in same flower or it is occurred in two flowers of the same plant. It is known as self-pollination. Next is cross-pollination. If the transfer of pollen grains from anther of the flower of one plant to the stigma of the flower of another plant, then this type of pollination is called cross-pollination. Means it occurs in two different flowers of plant. So and both the plants should be of same species. So it is known as cross-pollination. In this you can see the agent of pollination is insect. So it transfers the pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another plant or flower. So it is called as cross-pollination. In self-pollination it occurs in the flower of same plant, and in cross-pollination it occurs in the flower of the two different plants of the same species. Next is fertilization. Fertilization is the second step of the sexual reproduction in plants. The first step is pollination and the second is fertilization. So what is fertilization? Fusion of male gamete and female gamete is called fertilization. When male and female gamete fuses, fertilization process occurs. So male gamete means male sex cells. Gamete means sex cells. It is gametes. So the male gamete is the male sex cell which is pollen grains, and female sex cell ovules. So when these male and female gamete fuses, fertilization. Now see this structure. It is a structure of gynosium. The upper part is a stigma. This cylindrical part is a style, and this swollen part is ovary. And here it is the opening. In the ovary, this opening is called micropyle. So in pollen grains there are 2 male gametes. Pollen grains contains 2 male gametes, and this embryo sac contains 8 nuclei, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in which only one is the female gamete. In these 8 nuclei, only one is female gamete or female sex cell. In pollen grains there are 2 male gametes, but in this embryo sac there is only one female gamete. So after pollination, when pollen grain, this is the pollen grain, after pollination, when pollen grain reaches the stigma of the flower, this is the stigma, when it reaches the stigma of the flower, a tube grows from the pollen grain. This tube, it grows from the pollen grain, and this tube is called pollen tube. This tube travels through the style. You can see this tube travels through the style, and it contains the 2 male gametes, and it reaches the ovary. It travels through the style and it reaches the ovary through the micropyle. This is the micropyle, which is the small opening or hole, you can say. Through this micropyle it reaches the ovary. So out of the 2 male gametes, here I can say it is a 2 male gamete. So out of the 2 male gametes which is in this pollen tube, first male gamete fuses with the female gamete. The first male gamete, it fuses with the female gamete, and the second male gamete fuses with the 2 polar nuclei which is present in the center. The second male gamete fuses with the 2 polar nuclei, and it forms the endosperm. It forms the endosperm, and this forms the embryo plant. First male gamete fuses with the female gamete, it forms the embryo plant, and when the second male gamete fuses with these 2 nuclei, it forms the endosperm. Now, when the first male gamete fuses with the female gamete, which is only one, when it fuses with the female gamete, then this is known as syngamy. It is known as syngamy. When first male gamete fuses with the female gamete, it is called syngamy, and from this embryo plant develops. But when the second male gamete, it fuses with the 2 polar nuclei which is in the center, then it forms endosperm. It forms endosperm, and this process is called when second male gamete, which is one second male gamete, fuses with the 2 polar nuclei which forms 3, 1, 2, 3. Then this is known as triple fusion. It is called triple fusion. Don't get confused. When first male gamete, it is 1 and it is 1 female gamete. When it fuses, this process is called syngamy, in which 2 cells are fuses, then it forms syngamy. And when second male gamete, which is 1 second male gamete, and 2 polar nuclei, it is 3 cells. So 3 means triple, so it is known as triple fusion. And second male and 2 polar nuclei forms endosperm, and this endosperm gives the nourishment to this embryo plant. This endosperm gives nourishment to this embryo plant, which develops in the process of syngamy. Now the syngamy plus triple fusion, it is known as double fertilization. It is called double. It is not in your course, but I tell you that the syngamy and triple fusion, it forms double fertilization. So this is about the fertilization. Now let us summarize the process of fertilization. Male and female gamete fuses to form a single cell, zygote. Zygote develops into embryo, and embryo develops to form new plant. Next is post-fertilization changes, means the changes which occurs after fertilization. So ovary, after fertilization, ovary develops into fruit and ovules develop into seeds. So ovary forms fruit and ovules form seeds after fertilization, and sepals and petals become shed off or they get dried out. Now after fertilization, in embryo, radicle develops into roots and plumule develops into shoot. And after development and after the process when they develop, they forms a new plant.